Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Ahsan Naqvi. Today the topic is the same. The main topic is the same. Times Salah is the main topic, and the point that we are going to discuss today are times of Salah and preparation for Salah. And this is video 3. Well, may I request you for 3 things. Please subscribe the channel and watch video fully, because every video is a past paper answer to some questions. And please write positive comments, encourage me and also criticize me wherever I made a mistake or you feel that you can improve me in this way or that way. Please write it down on the comments. This is the same information which I give in every video, so I don't need to repeat all these things. And this is again an extension of the same topic on Salah or Namaz. Let's move to the topic quickly. Write brief accounts of times of prayer, preparation for prayer. It's an old question of June 01. What are the conditions of prayer or Salah that must be fulfilled before performing them? It's a 10-mark question of June 10. And there is one more question. Give a detailed account of how Muslims prepare for prayer. This is again a 10-mark question, June 12. And please remember that these questions are from CAIE past papers. Let's come to the answer. Times of prayer. There is one Quranic quote given here. Indeed, Salah has been made obligatory upon the Muslims with the fixed timings. This is a part of Surah Al-Nisa. Ayat number is 103. It is always good if you are going to give these small quotes in your answer. That gives a really good impression to the examiners. There is one clarification which I gave you in the beginning of these introduction of the syllabus of Salah, that please don't write 5 o'clock is the time for Asr prayer and 6 o'clock is the time for Fajr prayer. That will be a wrong answer. It is the movement of the sun or the condition of the sun by which we determine the time of the prayers. So therefore it is important to keep this very small information in mind. What time of prayer it is to be determined by the movement of the sun, which as I said. Fajr is an early morning prayer. Its time starts after the break of dawn and ends just before sunrise. Just before sunrise, the time of Fajr ends. Zuhr is an early afternoon prayer. Its time starts when the sun begins to decline. The shadow size is equal to the size of something. For example, I am 6 feet tall, so the shadow size will also be 6 feet of my same size. So the time of Zuhr starts. That is the starting time of Zuhr. The time ends when the shadow of a thing gets doubled its original size. For example, if a person is 6 feet tall, his shadow is about 12 feet. That is about it, about Zuhr Namaz. Asr time, this is late afternoon prayer. Its time starts as soon as the time of Zuhr ends. The shadow of a man is double to his height. The example is given above. The time ends before sunset. So before sunset, the time ends. Maghrib prayer starts as soon as of course the Asr time is over. This is evening prayer. Its time starts right after the sunset and ends on the fading of twilight. Twilight is the redness in the sky after the sunset. As long as that redness is there, you can say your Maghrib prayer. Though it is always preferable for every prayer to say it as soon as possible, as soon as the time starts. It is not a good habit to delay your prayer until the time of its ending comes. That's not correct. Isha prayer is starts, the time starts as soon as the twilight is over, when the redness is gone. So you can say your prayer, and ends till midnight. Quite late at night, you can say your Isha prayer. But again, I request, this is, as I said, that it should be performed as soon as possible. We come to the other important thing. What is the preparation for prayer? One thing is, and the very important thing is ablution. If someone is to take bath, they should take bath. However, ablution is good. Ablution is to clean hands. It's a very precise definition of what we go through in ablution. Every Muslim knows it very well, and all of you know it very well. However, just to put it into simple words, ablution is to clean hands up to wrists, then rinse mouth, then clean nose, then wash face from forehead, the upper side of the face, to chin, wash arms up to elbows, and then wiping head, masah, and washing feet up to ankles, and the wuzu is over. It is preferable to do all these things, the actions, 3 times with every part, with the exception of masah, wiping of your head. It is only once according to Sunnah, and the other actions are to be done 3 times. But if you do it once, the ablution will be performed. If the water is not available, dry ablution or tayammum is allowed. I have not given the way of doing tayammum. However, it should be there in the books. I have not seen any question about how to perform tayammum, but it should be in your knowledge anyway. So there is nothing wrong. It's a very simple way. So I could not include tayammum in my notes. Clothes should be clean. It is not necessary to wear any particular type of clothes. You are wearing jeans, you are wearing pants, you are wearing shalwar kameez, pajama, whatever you are wearing, it is not so very important. However, the clothes should be clean, number one, but they must maintain satar. The second thing is this, that your clothes should cover your satar. What is satar? Satar is for men the covering of the body. For men, it is from navel to knee. This is minimum, but in my opinion, this is indecent too. So obviously, we don't wear such kind of clothes and stand up for namaz. It is not so. However, this is minimum requirement. Navel to knee is the, and for women, it is from head to feet is to be covered completely. The place where prayer is performed must be clean and should not be close to a stinking, dirty place, like very close to a washroom where the stink may come out. So it's not a good place for your prayers at all. It must be the time for that particular prayer. The prayer has a certain time, and this time is to be observed. As soon as the azan you hear generally in every part, in Muslim countries rather, the time starts. For example, Asr prayer cannot be performed at the time of Isha. So it is important to observe the time of the prayer. Then the worshipper, the person who is performing prayer, must face Qibla, and Qibla is Khane Kaaba, Masjid Haram, Makkah. And nowadays it's much easier because the compass are available in the market. So you can you can buy quite a cheap one and use it to find out the Qibla. So even if you are on a journey or in a place where you are not aware of the Qibla, you can find it out with a very simple gadget without any problem. So anyway, we must face Masjid Haram or Khane Kaaba when we perform our prayer. it is better to make an intention, niyah of the Prophet, niyat of the Prophet. We have got generally the tradition that we say all the words together. Niyat karta hu namaz isha ki, muh mera Kaaba Sharif ki taraf, and the other words. However, in my personal opinion, if you just think in your heart that I am going to perform the Isha namaz, this is enough. You know it that you are going to perform it. The other things, this is my personal opinion. However, both the things are absolutely correct and there is nothing wrong in doing it. This was a small video rather. I am going to inshallah ta'ala continue with the other topics. Thank you very much. Please subscribe this video. So nice of you.